Yo, what's up guys, Terrell here. This is kind of just my thoughts on and somewhat of a response to J-Man, because I just saw J-Man's flipping out video about Shonen Jump, which I found really fucking funny. Honestly, just because it's honestly one of those rage videos that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Because essentially he's pissed off because he just found out that the Shonen Jump will end next year. And he's just raging because I guess Funico made a video on this. I read Anime News Network yesterday, like in the morning, and I already knew about this. But I guess because me, J-Man, Uber Blackman, Uber Hikari, and Margarita Z and Vegito were in a Skype call last night, and I guess I didn't bring it up, so I guess he didn't know. I got this video. I was like, he didn't already know this. But anyway, I'm here to talk about it because I actually wanted to make a video about it yesterday. But Skype kind of distracted me and me uploading a video on my main channel. Why are you really, like, why are you raging? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's like, he's like, fuck Viz and shit. I'm like, really? Why? I mean, people, okay, to explain the reasoning behind it, is that it's essentially, you're mad at Viz for canceling Shonen Jump, but you gotta realize, who is Shonen Jump for? Shonen Jump, which was originally for the kids who couldn't afford to buy the manga volume of every series they wanted to get. And so they would read the chapters through Shonen Jump. The problem is that Shonen Jump is way behind the actual releases in Japan. And considering we have the internet, no one actually reads Shonen Jump unless you're reading it for the collector's point of view. Or if you, like, literally, there's no reason, because most anime fans are, if they're reading or watching Bleach or Naruto or One Piece or Siren or fucking Yu-Gi-Oh and shit, they're usually either watching the anime, reading the chapters online, but no one goes to Shonen Jump. No one goes to Shonen. You only go to Shonen Jump fuck, J-Man, even you don't read for the newest shit. You read because it's kind of the aesthetic of it, because you prefer manga volumes. And here's the thing, if I prefer manga volumes, I'm just going to buy the fucking volume anyway. Shonen Jump back then was more useful. It's not useful now because no one fucking reads it. So it's like, oh, you're mad because they canceled it. What business decision is it for them to keep it? No one was reading it. At least with this new shit, they have a better chance of making more money. Because you keep forgetting at the end of the day it's about the money. And speaking of Viz, to explain the whole situation, Viz is trying to step the game up in terms of the online sales. If you read manga chapters of manga series that are in Shonen Jump, the American edition, literally, you can't really bitch about them doing this because that's the fucking problem. They're trying to compete with the scanlators, essentially, the legal way. So it's like, oh shit, it's fucked up because I want to read my manga volumes, but you read a Naruto chapter online, you do realize that you're helping the people. It's like you still read the Naruto chapter last week. Viz is trying to get to the point where they can, get these niggas. It's harder for them, and I think they came pretty close. Like I'm gonna check out this alpha shit. If you don't know, they essentially have this alpha edition where they're going to release the current manga chapters 2 weeks after they air in Japan, which kind of sucks because that means you get like let's say chapter 642 of One Piece came out next week. No, I don't even remember. Let's say that came out next week. You wouldn't get it on the Viz site until 2 weeks after the fact, which still isn't that good, but hell, it's better than nothing. To me, at least they're getting the current chapters. And the good thing about Viz's site is that Viz, you actually be able to go back and read it. And honestly, I'm thinking Viz's site would be better because I'm going to have to deal with that bullshit lag you have to deal with on manga. On mangareader.net is annoying as shit. So is MangaFox because it has the slowest loading times and shit. And Manga Stream doesn't, keep the chapters on there anyway. So I feel like they're making progress. Now, if they can get the fucking simulcast, I will read it on fucking Viz's site. Because to me, I have no reason to get Jump. If I'm getting the volumes or reading it online, what's the fucking point of the Jump? The Jump is for people The Jump was exclusively for people who couldn't get it any other way. Because back then, you had two choices. You either had to fucking buy the volumes or read it in Shonen Jump. With the internet, what's the point of Shonen Jump? Shonen Jump's main purpose got fucking lost. It's only for the younger generation. And because the older generation is telling the younger generation, oh, look, it's online for free. Why are you paying such and such a month? I don't get Game Informers because of this shit. There's no reason. I have like a shitload of Game Informers in my house. I didn't. There was no point in subscribing because this is the fucking internet. It's the digital media taking over physical media. And for manga, Viz needed to do this. Honestly, Viz is doing what I wish J Manga would have done. And I guess Viz couldn't get the simulcast, but you know, this is a good starting point for them. The alpha program, that would be pretty cool. It's actually fairly cheap. I think if you want to get the chapter, it's like $1, and if you want to have it for a year, it's like, I think $50. But I mean, it's 12 months. It's 12 months to get all of the material you want for a year, and that means I get the back read if I really want to, which you may have to do to cross-reference new shit and old shit. But then again, because Shonen Jumps in America, we don't get Shonen Jumps. We get Shonen Jumps late. Like, we get them every Wednesday. But they have them since Saturday. So, you're thinking 2 weeks from the chapter release, that may not be as bad as I'm thinking it is. Because they'll get it, Viz will get it when they get it. Because Shonen Jumps in America, Shonen Jumps, I think actually come out on Saturdays and shit. Early Shonen Jumps come out like Saturdays and Fridays and shit. The only reason why we get them on Wednesdays is because it takes time to translate the chapters and to get the chapters and to get good scanlations of them. So it may not be as the 2-week break suggests. It may actually be a little shorter than that, because they'll probably do kind of like a close translation. They'll probably be like One Piece official in the sense that they'll translate it pretty quick. But that's my whole thing with Viz. Jay, I really don't get the anger. I don't know why you raged at this. I'm at least happy Viz is trying to do something, because Viz was literally going to get fucked over by the scanlations eventually. They had to pull out Viz Manga. Viz Manga isn't doing as well because you have to buy all the chapters, but at least there, it's not as annoying as J Manga, where it's on a stupid ass point system and the shit's ridiculously high, and it's a whole bunch of series you don't care about. Also the fact that they're releasing shit as they're going along. On top of that, they're releasing digital volumes before the regular, normal volumes. Like, volume 53 you can buy online right now. The English version, like the true English volume, you can buy on Viz's site right now. Whereas the actual physical volume of it doesn't come out until like another 2 months. So in terms of that, I don't have a shit. I don't have a problem. I don't see the rage. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, you read scanlations. That scanlations fucks Jump up more than the volumes do, because even people who read scanlations may want a physical copy of the volume. But if you're getting the physical copy of the volume, what's the point of Jump? That's the reason why I don't read Jump, because if I'm buying the volumes for the series, why the fuck would I want Jump? The only advantage Jump had was bigger pictures, and most people don't give a fuck about that enough, dude. I'm sorry. So I just laughed. I laughed because you were raging at literally nothing. I want to talk about this other thing. Funimation is partnering with Nico Nico, which is apparently from what I understand, Nico Nico is the English version of a Japanese site called Nico Doja or something. And Nico Doja is supposed to be the Japanese version of YouTube. So Nico Nico is the English version of a Japanese YouTube, which is essentially a bullshit Japanese YouTube. And here's the thing about that. I was reading this article, which I'll put in the link below, talking about that whole Funimation partnering up shit, and how ridiculously crazy this might actually get. Because the dude made a whole bunch of good points. One of the points he made was that Nico Nico is going to handle the streaming. That means Nico Nico is going to get like Funimation streams, and Nico Nico is going to have more of a grounds to license more shit. Because I didn't even find out Nico Nico was a legitimate streaming site until like a few days ago. They have a subscription service. It was like 25 cents and you only pay it once. I got that because I know in the future I'm going to be using it. And they also are simulcasting Miraniki. but that won't happen until October 20th. And but the problem with Nico Nico right now is, in terms of streaming, it has like the shittiest streaming services. Half the shit doesn't load. The fucking layout is horrible. It's hard as hell to navigate through shit. Crunchyroll to me is a better streaming site, period. And he actually went into the whole that Crunchyroll might actually get fucked over in the future about this. Because Nico Nico, now that it has grounds with Funimation, it's more likely to get more licenses. Because Funimation is like the fucking boss in terms of licensing anime. They license the most, period. So Nico Nico essentially may become a really good streaming service in the future, but as of right now, there's no reason to get it, to me. Well, I mean, it's 25 cents and you only pay it once. But besides that, like, they have a really bad HD service. They tried that stupid Crunchyroll beta shit where you see comments flying by as you're watching the episode, so you can talk to people who are watching the episode at the same time as you, which is kind of stupid to me, honestly. Because if you're watching an episode, why the fuck would you want to talk to somebody while watching the episode, unless you're rewatching shit? I don't know. It's not a bad idea. I just don't give a shit. But he was also talking about how this could potentially fuck up for Crunchyroll because Nico Nico has the whole back. Like, Funimation's backing them. Also, they've had the Funimation. He kind of went to the reason why Funimation streams anything. Funimation usually only streams shows that they're trying to get people to buy. Or they've already got the license to in terms of a dub, and they're just streaming it, to promote it. I mean, now you think about it, almost everything they stream is something they've either tried to get the license to, or are working on, or already has a license for, and that's essentially where that's at. So, Nico Nico, I went on it the other day. It's still shitty, and there's nothing on there I was gonna watch except for Miraniki. And in Miraniki, there'll be 3 episodes behind by the time the simulcast works. So if they don't jump to 3 episodes, I have no reason to use Nico Nico for that shit anyway. But now that they have like more financial background and more licensing power, they might actually get some more. Their shit might actually get significantly better, and they might actually become like an actual, threat to other streaming sites. I think the other things is, I'm trying to think of all the announcements that came out because of the New York Con. I think Aniplex. No, Yen Press is getting Soul Eater Not and Madoka Magica manga, I believe. No, not Madoka Magica. No, is it? I don't remember. It was I only remember Soul Eater Not in terms of the manga they got as a license. They got a couple others. Aniplex talked about the Blu-ray DVDs for Madoka Magica. I think the first one comes out in January. Funimation licensed 2 things I don't give a shit about. I think Funimation licensed a few other things, but like none of the shit Funimation licensed I gave a shit about. Because I'm still waiting on that fucking One Piece Season 4 announcement, which is really pissing me off, actually. But I can't do anything. Also, Ginkgo showed this to me the other day. Apparently, the collection 4 for One Piece is going to have Chopper on it, which doesn't make sense because if you're going in the order of the Straw Hats, Usopp and Sanji should have been next. But for whatever reason, they went to Chopper, which means they're doing this shit out of order for no reason. I know if it's out of order, they put fucking Frankie out of nowhere, which is what I'm thinking they're going to do. I mean, Frankie and Robin. Like, if they put Robin next, because, I mean, it makes sense why they put Chopper, because the collection 4 covers the Drum Island shit. But at the same time, you skip Usopp and Sanji, and I'm betting Robin will probably be next because of the Alabasta stuff, but whatever. I'm trying to think. What's the other shit I can actually talk about? I think... Oh yeah, Sakurai Pure Engagement is actually coming out next year, so I'm looking forward to that. Blue Exorcist comes out later this month. Bakuman comes out next month. I'm just thinking of anime shit. In terms of the Shonen Jump shit, the alpha and the beta stuff doesn't start until... I mean, for the whole simulcasting, doesn't start until like next year. And I think April is the final Shonen Jump date, which Jay is raging about because he doesn't understand. He's like, fuck the industry. I'm sorry, I couldn't even get behind that rant because it didn't make any sense. I mean, they do this digital media with fucking books and shit. People don't bitch. It's like people bitch about everything being turned into digital media. I bitch about things being turned into digital media. Am I mad that it is digital media though? A random tree branch just fell on my fucking car. What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? I don't know if you can see the actual branch, but this is random as fuck. There's like a random tree branch that just fell on my car. I mean, it's not big, but it just came out of nowhere. I mean, just people bitch about digital media. Now, I mean, I don't like digital media that much either. But Viz needed to do this, period. They were losing money on these shows because of the scanlations. And they had nothing to combat it, because they didn't come out with a fucking... They never came out with like a, you know, an actual... a manga thing that wasn't by their American volumes. They never did like the Japanese translation of the volumes. They just sat there and they sold their English volumes, and they sped up some series and they slowed down some series and made an online store for people to buy it digitally. But you still couldn't get the newest chapter of Naruto on Viz's site. And that's where they're losing their shit through the simulcasting, essentially. Shonen Jump is honestly the one thing I don't mind them cutting, because Shonen Jump is useless in today's day and age. It wasn't useless when there was no internet, because the only two options was real volumes and Shonen Jump. It worked then. As the internet became more popular, it fucked over Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump's usefulness is literally boiled down to collectors. To a collector's standpoint. I mean, really, who the fuck really got Shonen Jump to read the latest One Piece chapter? Really, the only thing that kept Shonen Jump up now was the fact that little kids who just like getting magazine subscriptions. Because little kids honestly could just go online. So they're cutting a useless point. It's not profitable and it wasn't going to last. In the digital age, none of these magazine subscription shit is going to last. That's why a lot of the magazine shit is getting cut, because it's becoming useless. And my new point, if I can get it online, why the fuck would I pay for a physical subscription unless I'm one of those fucking old school people who really likes physical subscriptions? And honestly, we're becoming a minority in some ways. It's just the way it is. It's bullshit. I'm not really happy about it. That's the way it is, though. So you getting angry about it, I don't understand, because it needed to happen. Viz was going to be left behind, period. I could already see that coming. I was like, they're going to have to do a simulcast. And eventually, they're going to have to do that. Because that's the standard. Especially for series that are ongoing. Like if they were to grab the Beelzebub manga, you got to do simulcasting. Blue Exorcist, they're going to have to do simulcasting for it. And I think the animes they're starting out with is Nura, Toriko, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. I think that's it. I don't think they put Blue Exorcist up there yet. They probably will eventually. Blue Exorcist isn't as bad because Blue Exorcist gets updated monthly. But, you know, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, and Reborn, and Fairy Tail and shit, they get updated weekly. And Fairy Tail's not even going to get the simulcast because Fairy Tail isn't a Viz manga, it's a Kodansha manga. If it's not completed, you're fucked. And that's what it is. Viz loses a lot of money because Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach are ongoing. And everyone reads the fucking chapters online. And most people who read the chapters online, half of them don't buy. So you felt the same in the industry. You could say that. But then again, you know, it's kind of the industry, you know, the industry's just changing with the times. It was either that, it's like, I'd rather them do this than just, you know, not, just keep Shonen Jump and lose all their fucking money. Like, lose all, like, ass amounts of their potential revenue. Because there's nothing keeping us from buying the volumes, honestly. There's really nothing that makes us buy the volumes. The digital way is like the only, it's probably the closest secure way they have. Because the volumes is only for people, you know, there are enough people who like buying manga volumes that it doesn't become an issue. But it's more and more of the people who don't like buying physical shit die out, the harder and harder selling physical copies of volumes are. Honestly, the digital age is taking over. I made a video about this, so I'm sorry to keep going off on this. I am rambling in some sense, but I just wanted to talk about that because I just thought the video was funny. The Nico stuff with Funimation's interesting. We'll see where that goes in a few years. Crunchyroll might need to partner with somebody. I'm kind of hoping they partner with, you know, a smaller company like Sentai. Sentai is fine, honestly, because Viz doesn't really need it. Viz streams anyway. And Viz doesn't dub anime at all, barely. Less than they fucking... I think the only thing we have from Viz is Tiger and Bunny, and I don't really give a shit about that show. But, you know, they'll make a lot of money off of it because a lot of people look forward to that show, so whatever. But yeah, that's about it. So, This has been the Vlogs Again from your boy Terrell. Tell me what you guys' thoughts on this whole thing in the comment section below. And rage! Rage! You took away my shonen jump! Wee!